Coach Steve Allen back at Larry Kelly Field, joined by Coach Rocky Yoakum. We're at the regional quarterfinals, 6A football game. Mainland High School leads the South Lake Eagles 28-7. Coach, a number of things happened in the first half, a couple of plays. The big play on the 80-yard play that could have been a fumble, could have given South Lake the ball, only down 15-0 at that time. They don't get it. Mainland gets it back on a touchback. Mainland turns the ball over 2 times, still manages to get 28 points. What are your thoughts about the first half and how maybe South Lake can make this a competitive ball game and keep it from being a running clock ball game?
Well, I think that I don't think South Lake can make it a close ball game if Mainland comes out and plays like they did the first half.
Agreed.
I think they'll dominate just all the way through, and we might end up with a running clock. Mainland they look sharp tonight. Their offense looks good. Their defense looks good. Their special teams have played well. No major mistakes in the football game. No one injured to any severe level. So I think Mainland is rolling, and I think they'll come out and they'll play real hard. I would tell the guys from South Lake, all great games are won in the second half, and here we go. But they've been out there for 2 quarters. They know what they're up against, and I just think Mainland will limit the number of big plays that South Lake can run tonight.
I think you're right. The rally cries, it's kind of going to fall on deaf ears. But I agree completely with your assessment of Mainland. They came out sharp, firing on all cylinders, marched right down the field twice, took it away. They've got a couple little blitz deals that South Lake hasn't found an answer for, and even faking those blitz look created a turnover just with that. And see Coach Wilson conversing with the white hat and everybody, and I don't know if he's talking about perhaps the event that we might get a running clock. There could be a number of things. Because let me take this moment to share a funny anecdote from the other day at their practice about I don't know, how about anonymity? But Coach Dan Lundy was there, and he walks over to me, and he's like, hey, Coach, how you doing? Good. He says, Coach, I know that I think I should know you, but I said, well, Dan, I've been around here for 20 years. I coached at FPC, I coached at D-Land, and I think it speaks to the funny part of how young guys cycle through, and there are young guys who are aware of everything. And there are people sometimes who, as you get older in this business, they don't really know. And it's how funny how when you're not right out in front, sometimes how easily forgotten things can be. I think that's interesting.
Absolutely, and I'm living proof of that. Just having been out of coaching now here for 5 years, there are so many people around that I might recognize their name, but people come and go, and things definitely change.
They do, and that's why I always felt like the things that we leave in the kids and the things that you left in those people, that they have fond memories and love for you. And I always used to tell people who's going to show up at your funeral.
That's right.
Everybody will show up to your birthday party, but who's going to show up to your funeral? Well, here we go, Coach. We've got Nick Baudette set to kick it off. We've got the second half getting ready to start. It's 9:16. Coach, these 7:30 starts are much different than our 7 o'clock starts for us old guys who like to get in bed early.
That's right.
And here we go. We're kicking it off. Low and deep.
Nice fielding play right there up the field.
Got a
nice little block there. Yeah. Turn the corner. Get across almost 37-yard line. It looks like 37, 38-yard line for the spot there. 37.
DJ Allen on the return for South Lake. South Lake's going to set up shop and see if they can get their offense on track to actually, I really believe that Nick Guidetti, the quarterback for South Lake, made some plays that gave some people some opportunity to make some plays, and their wideouts only made 1 or 2 of those plays. Maybe a questionable interference call. Might have continued to drive, but let's see what the Eagle offense, which they're going to come back out with a tight end in the eye. That would be in our offense, Coach. That would be left. We would just call that left. And it's going to be ISO, and it's collapse. It's not even collapse. It's run down from penetration.
Yep. Yeah, I know most plays when we would have a play running to the left, our backside would scoop or block towards the left. And against Mainland, we had to turn back because you can't
It's the only way to cut them off.
That's right. You can't leave the backside guy alone, which leaves you a man short at the front side, which limits what you're going to get done. But Mainland presents a lot of problems on when you're on offense, for sure.
And now they've changed their defensive look a little bit, going into their two shell. And honestly, I'd back the corners off, knowing that they can't drop further than 3 steps off. It's going to take, they may have 2 seconds. This is really all they've had.
Oh,
they got 2 guys. All he's got to do is put it up to number 7, DJ Allen, running wide open down the hash.
That was the fake toss there to the right, trying to draw the linebackers up. They released 2 guys who were pretty close to each other on their routes.
They doubled up. They doubled up Cyrus Fagan, and I think Cyrus wasn't sure what to do. If he was up on the play fake, I didn't see him, but I know where he wasn't.
Here comes Polite back in the ball game now.
Avery Walker checks out.
Going to line Polite up at the nose guard position this time. You're right, he can do it all.
Coach, he sure can. Oh, and that pressure is there. Oh, goodness. I'm telling you right now, Nick Guidetti, somebody on the South Lake staff is going to have to tell him to find DJ Allen. That's 2 times. Allen was close enough there. He was, they're finding something there, but, at 5'4", 147, it's probably not easy in the face of that Mainland rush to find him.
It's hard to think that on a 3-step drop you'd get laid clear to the ground.
To the ground, Coach. That's why I say I'd back those corners off and let him throw it to me.
Nice.
Great
Here
kick.
goes the first wall return of the night.
And he got knocked to the ground there, Coach, with no call. Great coverage. That's a great kick and great coverage by South Lake right there. That's number 13. That's Joseph Hauser, outside linebacker, 6'3", 180, sophomore, one of the few young kids on this South Lake roster. And what a great kick by Walker.
Right, Walker has done a great job tonight.
He really has. He's a good little football player, and you know what? He got knocked completely to the ground, and, no call, but hey, we go on. Here to see what Mainland decides to do here. Coach, I think if they came back out to their fast break stuff, they could put this thing to a running clock deal.
Well, we'll see what they've got in mind here. They're going to be trips into the boundary, the short side of the field
and
here.
Nobody except for the back judge in the middle of the field.
And it's one-on-one to the far side out there. We don't know who that receiver is, but he's all alone. They're going to run the stretch play with Killens, and he's going to be tackled for no gain. Didn't make that cut this time. Usually he cuts back on that play, and he did not. He continued to stretch it and paid for it.
He sure did, Coach. And funny looking there at the end of that play. I think he might have got dinged a little bit there, Coach.
He's looking at the sideline, walking slowly back to the formation. And they've stopped the clock, and they're going to wind it now. Okay, here we go. So we got still trips left, but now that's the wide side of the field. Mainland set in their shotgun formation. Quick throw to the right to number 15, and that is Will Collins. He has been the leading receiver since Kalo Hanna went down, and he's third in the county in receptions.
And we talk about Kalo Hanna. I don't think we've seen Kalo in the game, Coach.
No, I don't think he's planning to play. I think Nico Dotson might have been cleared to play today, but I don't think Hanna's been cleared yet.
And I think that in the wise, they've got him running clean, wide open. This is going to be a touchdown.
That's number 8, I believe, or let's see, is that 6? No, it's number 8. That is Wilford Taylor, a junior wide receiver.
Coach, that's from 84 yards out. It's too easy. It's too easy.
The quick score potential and the mighty defense of Mainland right on cue here tonight.
Wicked combination, Coach. A wicked combination. And there's some more teams. It's not just South Lake that's going to have to deal with this. It's some other teams are going to have to deal with this as well. Edgewater's going to bring some athletes in here next week. and they're going to find out.
It was 28-0, I believe, the Seabreeze score.
Yep.
Starting the third quarter.
So we're not trying to rush to judgment, but we're just basing that on the score that we've received.
We've both been behind 28-0 in the third quarter.
I'm pretty sure I don't think I've ever won any of those games that I was behind 28-0 in. And again, I think that with that one, because the first 5 minutes of the third quarter are very important, and it's just taking the wind out of the sails of the South Lake bunch. And with 9:27 left, it's 35-7. We are approaching running clock.
One more score by Mainland would give them a 35-point lead, and then the state requires at that point, for safety reasons, to go ahead and run the clock and get the football game over with as few injuries and as few defeated hearts as possible.
Not to mention sending the old ball coaches home at a reasonable hour, which is not too bad either.
No.
Nick Baudette set to kick it off again. Nick's leg's going to be sore in the morning between extra points and kickoffs.
They're back, and the only guy they've got back, and I can't read his number.
I believe that's going to be Brother Walker. Brandon Walker, I think, is going to be back there. Nope, that's DJ Allen. DJ Allen on the return.
Oh, that looks like a linebacker tackle. It's number 13, I believe, on
Hamilton.
The tackle. Yeah, that is a linebacker. Senior linebacker, Adam Hamilton, number 13, I believe, on the tackle.
He's the leading tackler for the Bucks, and he's at like number 10 in the county. And I think that if you go on down to like 16 or 17, I think you'll find that Kyle Oliver's there. We've got a South Lake player injured. Is that DJ Allen, the return man himself?
I didn't see the number go down. It looks like a lower extremity injury, ankle or knee. Player kind of writhing around in pain there.
Yeah, we go back to that 5'7", 140, Coach. Like I said, it's a tough game, and you always how many guys came into your office telling you, Coach, I want to play football, and we all have our own ways of approaching that. I know the one thing that I always tell them is that you make sure that you're doing this because this is something that you want to do and not somebody wants you to do, because you're only ever one play away from not only being hurt, you could be maimed in this game.
Absolutely, and that is Allen that is down, and he's having to hold his left leg or knee. Can't put any weight on that thing. Can't tell if it's an ankle or a knee, but it doesn't look good. It looks like he might have a knee wrap on there already.
Yeah, and I don't think that we'll see DJ Allen again.
Nope, I agree. And I think you are absolutely right. If Mainland would get in their cover 2 shell and back everybody off and pressure, I think there'd be a good chance they'd throw Mainland the ball. And Mainland hadn't had a defensive score tonight, I don't think, and that's unusual.
I always thought it was interesting, Coach, that people watch TV and they want to, these exotic pressures. Nothing wrong with it, but they think that the things that you think you need to do. I'm going to blitz, so I think I need to play man. I know that my football team's got more interceptions playing zone than they ever got playing man.
Yep.
And if you can get pressure with 4 or 5 men, oh, goodness.
Number 19, that's Westbrook on the tackle for about a 3-yard loss, it looks like, on the little bubble screen.
Trace McEwen, he's been the do-it-all guy for South Lake. And you're going to find against this bunch, there's going to have to be some pieces in place to your puzzle to solve this Mainland defense. You're not going to do it. You're not going to be a one-trick pony and have any success against these guys. And, DJ Allen going out, that's one more speed guy out of the game now. So now they're kind of down to McEwen and Walker, and those are really their only 2 guys. Now they're going to try to get it outside.
Nope.
And again, Charles Hutchison is finding that outside is just tough sledding, inside is tough sledding.
That's a triple option pitch right there, and 7 Buccaneers on the tackle. That speaks well for the way they run.
They certainly do.
So we've got a 3rd down and should be passing situation here for South Lake. We'll see how Mainland approaches it defensively.
Coach, at what point do you, I think this is interesting. I used to find that maybe you try to do things that you can't do, and you end up going back to doing the things that you know how to do, whether you're ahead or behind. And are they just going to run their veer, or are they going to try to, get him off the line of scrimmage and drop back, feeling they have nothing to lose? He's going to he has to duck. Good throw.
Nice play. Picked up the first down right there. And smart play by number 13 for not hitting him late there. And I think that's what the referee's telling him right now. Way to pull off.
And Nick Guidetti, he threw that football and basically ducked.
Yep.
It was coming. He could have just unloaded on him. We always used to call that bombing the outside linebacker when you get a sprint team or a boot team or whatnot. And, you know, when you got speed, you can bomb from depth. you can bomb from depth. They've shown that they found a few things that some other teams haven't found, and some just small successes. And that as the films get out there, you know, you try to build on it, take some things other teams do, and try to get it done. And here's number 22 on the dive on Kevin Evans. Kevin's going to get about 3. And one of the things that's going through your mind, I think, when you're coaching a senior-laden team, you know, perhaps that you have definitely taken your team as far as it's going to go, and your mind's already kind of going to next year. Do I want to stay here? You know, what happens next if this is as good as we can do? Never got off the line of scrimmage. Westbrook never let McEwen off the line of scrimmage. It was dead from the start.
Brings up 3rd down and about 7.
I talking to the defensive coordinator from Flagler. Lake Mary has a lot of weapons. They have one good wideout. I know that I had him in a couple of camps. He's going to University of Indiana, long kid, really good kid. Yes or no, sir, but a good athlete. And they were going to try to take their best athlete, Jimmy, and put Jimmy on him man-to-man. I'd be interested to know how that's working out over there in Seminole County tonight in that 8A game. Back to the dump. Very nice. McEwen again. McEwen's got some good speed, showing it right here. Whoa.
Could have been a late hit out of bounds, but they did not call it.
And you know, I don't disagree with it. They could have called it, but it's just going to take a little more time. Hey, let them have the momentum. They've just gotten a 25-yard pass play. Good throw and catch. Nick Guidetti continues to impress, Coach. And McEwen impresses. He and Walker. I'd like to see this kid in a spread offense. I'd like to see what he could do because he whips it around pretty nicely. Comes out of his hand nice. Seems to make some good decisions. Pick up of about 2. We're going to have 2nd and 8, long 7 for the Eagle offense. Got a little something going here. Playing for pride, basically, is what it comes down to, playing for pride.
Number 91 comes out of the ballgame. He lost his shoe. Couldn't quite get it on right, so they've taken him out.
I see Tyree Bostic's dad is roaming around the stands up here, Tom. Good player for us at Atlantic back in the day. 3-step drop, stop route. Got Brandon Walker, makes a move, makes 2 miss. Not far to go, though. They're there quickly, Mainland Buccaneers.
You watch Brandon go back to the huddle. He's a little sore. He's had a little, walking with a little bit of a limp. We're going to drink some water here with 5:27 to go in the 3rd quarter. Score 35, Mainland, Southlake 7. We'll be back.
And we're back. 5:27 remains, 35-7. We have a big 3rd down play coming up for the Southlake offense. They're driving the football against this vaunted Mainland defense. Mainland has gone to a little bit more of their two-shell coach. He's asked the corner on the top side, is asking for a little more help on McEwen. No, that's Brandon Walker on the top side. Second time that for number 63, Reese Armati, who has jumped.
That looked to be the little motion they use on their toss or fake toss pass. But they're going to have to go back and huddle up and talk about it again. 3rd and 9 makes it a whole lot tougher.
Sure does, Coach. And they just, we see, and I guess it's just the trademark of a good defense, but we see team after team, and it's really the Mainland defense putting them in those situations. But you can't put yourself in those situations.
No, you cannot.
You've got to limit your own mistakes.
They do enough of that without your help.
Yeah, you've just got to eliminate the unforced errors and make them play football. And I'll be interested to see as we go down the stretch run when Mainland has to play from behind. They're double covered on the top side. He doesn't have anything like he thought he was going to have there. Going to need to change that route combination a little bit.
Yep.
Sometimes you call one and you don't give your quarterback any opportunity at the line to maybe change that or sight adjust it at wide out or whatnot. And there was no place to go. They're just doubling up on the wide side on Walker there.
4 down territory here. It's 4th down. Southlake will go for it.
4:49 left in the third quarter, down 35-7. You know, what do you got to lose?
Not a thing.
Let's play to get in the end zone.
You know, just like a good football team, you can see a good officiating crew. You know how they work together. You look at their positioning; it's consistent.
Agreed. These guys have done a nice job on this 57-degree crisp Daytona evening. They're the comeback route. They're going to be close to the stick, really close.
Yeah, they're going to mark it short. He did not. 4th and 9, they made 8 and a half maybe. But it's 1st down for the Buccaneers with 4:36 to go in the third quarter.
The way they're standing there, Coach, I think they may take a measurement on this. The way the
referee or the side judge there was over on that side immediately signaled 1st down. Mainland. Not sure what's going on right now, what the delay is all about. I'd say let's play football. There we go. Referee marks the ball ready for play. 25-second clock isn't running.
And it's turned over on downs.
Yeah.
And it will be Mainland football. 4:36 remaining. Mainland trying to put this thing into a running clock situation.
Mainland's going to go, looks like, with a tight end to the right and 2 wide receivers into the boundary. Got singled up on this side, half the field. Here comes a little counter play, and here comes the leading rusher in the game tonight. And he sets up a nice block for his wide receiver, lowers his shoulder, runs down to the 36-yard line. Killens has scored at least 2, if not 3 touchdowns tonight. I know he scored twice. And
Coach, how about the hustle of Marcus Tatum there? Marcus Tatum was blocking on the 38-yard line at the end of that run. I think that's pretty impressive for offensive line. A lot of hustle there. You like to see that. They're cramming those trips into the boundary again, Coach. And okay, I like this configuration a little better for Southlake with somebody in the middle of the field, even for the run. You know?
Exactly. Exactly. And it's going to be a throw, a little stop in there. The wide receivers at Mainland, I feel like, are pretty darn well coached. They can judge the distance that the defensive backs are running, and there probably is some side adjustment going on. If he's off, just 3 steps, cut inside and settle down right there and wait for the ball.
And in all the years I know that the coaches and the athletes that you've coached, some kids just have an anticipation gene that just they just understand where to be, where that person is in relation to you, and how to move their body. And this is going to be a off tackle, and Killens has, Coach, I would wager to say 180 yards tonight.
He's got a bunch. He has a bunch. He's had 2 really long runs and then a bunch of shorter runs, but he's definitely over the 150 mark at this point.
If we were working for CBS right now, we would have a statistician in the room who would be telling us exactly what that is, and we would be looking very smart.
All right, we got trips to the field, and
Inside
we're going to
pressure.
fake that and throw a little outside.
Whoa, let me tell you something. I don't know who got the worst of it, but we had inside linebacker pressure, and he just absolutely blasted the running back and has hurt himself on the play.
Killen's trying to loosen up a little bit. He might have gotten a bit of a hip point or something there. He's still trying to move around, and the defensive player is still laying face down on about the 28-yard line.
Stood by him at practice, Coach. He is not a big young man. Killens is not a big young man. He is put together well, but not big in stature.
Well, 2 more years in the weight room, and he'll get bigger.
That's unbelievable that he is also a sophomore.
Yeah.
I tell you what, between he, the Linger kid at University, and the Bird kid at FPC, we've got some running back talent in that sophomore class. Not to mention Denzel Houston being in that as well. As you look down the Mainland roster, Killens is there as a sophomore. You've got Nate Anderson, Maurice Hedden as well. Guys that we're not talking about a whole lot, but you know that they're just waiting in the wings to come in and to be contributors when it is their time.
All right, we've got the injured player off the field. Mainland breaks the huddle, and again, it's trips left. It's been a lot of trips left, regardless of where the wide side of the field is.
Hunter Howard, whose name we've called a bunch tonight, was the player injured right there, so that takes him out of the middle. They throw the stop and go, and they've got him. He throws it a little underthrown. That's on Denzel there. Denzel needs to put that one out there a couple more yards, and it's an easy score because he has got the stop and go route running wide open there. Reload with 3:09. Will Collins ran a nice route there.
Mainland again comes out, lines up, trips left. This with the free safety moved over to the middle of the field, kind of gives Mainland numbers to run right. See how it turns out. Oh, well, they're going to get 5 of it right there on a hard count. It looks like we're going to have offsides. We're looking to see which way we're going to go with it. Could be procedure, could be offsides defense. The referee is about to give us a signal. Dead ball. Offsides. They call it encroachment now, but the defensive line jumped into the neutral zone, and you can't get back in high school football. You can get back, but they're going to throw the flag.
But they're going to throw it anyway. That's right.
I would say throw right or run right here again based on this set, but we'll see how it goes. We're going to get another blitz. They get that picked up, it'll be out the procedure this time. Going to move it back the other way 5 yards and take it back to 3rd and 9 or 10. Probably 3rd and 10, yes, since there was an incomplete pass on the first down. So here we go, 3rd and 10. We're getting a substitute. Number 4 is coming in the game. Is that Cyrus Fagan?
Will Collins is coming down to the far side, or to the trip side. Cyrus Fagan lines up as a solo on the top side into the boundary. Denzel Houston brings him up to the line of scrimmage with a 3rd and 10. Inside pressure coming again. We've seen it all night. Looks like the right tackle just flinched, and I think they're going to catch it.
Yeah, he tried to settle back in there, but side judge on that side says we got procedure. That's going to bring us 3rd and 15. And Mainland is starting to play a little bit like they're ahead 35-7. They've lost their focus, it appears, a little bit.
I think it's interesting that one of the things I've learned coaching in Florida for some years is how Florida kids handle the cooler weather.
They don't like it most.
They don't like it. And if you were in Oklahoma or if I were back in Southwest Virginia, this would be an October night.
Without a doubt.
It would be it'd be an early season night. It's interesting there. Gives this kid gives this player a chance to. I'm not sure what that call is going to be, Coach.
Going to be some sort of interference, whether it's offense or defense, I don't know.
With the offensive guys back to him, I don't think they'll make it an offensive call, but we've seen some that were much worse than that tonight, not called, that the sheriff's department may have made a call on, but this officiating crew did not.
All right, we're going to get the call here from the officials. They've had their conversation. They're bringing the ball back. to the line of scrimmage. That's pass interference on the defense. That's going to move the ball. It's probably to the 11-yard line, which would be enough for a first down. They're just going to have to get it marked up.
South Lake has continued to stay in that defense, and that's why Mainland is staying in that 3-by-1 is because they're just getting the numbers that they like. They're getting 3 over 3 out there.
Yep, and it also, with the free safety cheating to the field, it gives Killings a place to run.
Over. It's done. We just got an update on the Edgewater Seabreeze game. It's 35-0 Edgewater. So
that means they've turned on the clock there and letting it run.
We're only about, like you said, 11 or 12 yards from that taking place here. And there the inside pressures. Please stay on side. There we go. Under duress, Houston looking, scrambling, gets away, trouble.
Touchdown.
Trouble.
Wilford Taylor on the catch.
What a great play. He extends the play. We've seen him do it time and time again. It just puts so much pressure on your DBs. It's hard enough to cover these guys for 3 seconds. You're not going to cover them for 7. And you've got the, do I stay or do I go? Do I come out of coverage and come chase him down? He pulls it up, makes a nice, pretty touch pass there. I kind of thought he was throwing to the other receiver, and it overthrown him. Got it to him.
We've got a flag. We've got dead ball delay against Mainland High School. I don't know if that's a substitution infraction or what the situation, but I think maybe
they weren't sure if they. As the official, people in the stands are asking for the coaches to watch the game. I hear that. They're only up 41-7. I think they're doing a pretty good job, Coach.
I would agree with you.
High snap, it's down, but that's a kick.
And it's through.
He got it through there.
Knuckleball.
Wasn't pretty.
That brings us to a 35-point lead.
Should be in the running clock situation now. You hate to see it for Coach Woolen. Done a great job with this South Lake team. And, the bad thing about the playoffs is you lose and it's over.
That's right.
You've gone along and you've played and you've done all these things and all the practices and all the all-season workouts and the meetings and everything you've been through. And then you turn around and this thing ends so abruptly.
Yes, it does, and it's all over.
I used to have that conversation from the start of the season with the seniors. When that clock hits 0, you don't know the feeling. And if I've had one, I've had 50 come back to me and say, Coach, I didn't really understand it when you said it, but man, when it happened, it was so stark. It just happened so fast, and then there you are, and it's over. And unfortunately, that's going to happen to a lot of teams tonight in the state of Florida.
Half of them that are playing tonight.
That's right.
32 teams in the big classes right in the place. So 8A, 7A, 6A, 5A, 4A probably. All going to have 16 winners, 16 losers here. First round of the state playoffs. Temperature continues to drop.
Bardette's kick is going to be taken at the 10 and returned to about the 30-yard line.
All right, the referees are going to. The clock is continuing to run.
Right.
The referee waves stop the clock. I hope he's just doing that out of habit.
Right. That's Brandon Walker. Brandon Walker's done a nice job for South Lake. I can see how South Lake has gotten themselves to 8-2. They've got between McEwen, Gadetti, even some of the inside linebacker play. I'm sure that those guys have made plays all year. They just probably haven't seen anything quite like this.
Oh, I'm sure they have not. Another 3-step drop.
He's behind his coach.
Ball. Couldn't quite adjust and get to it. But I'll say this, that quarterback puts the ball up and gives the receivers a chance to run and go get it.
He
so
does.
Many high school quarterbacks do not do that. That's a sign of good coaching.
And again, I think that, you know, it's just like no matter how much talent you have, there's a reason why some guys play on the first team and some guys play on the second team. And, you know, that's the second or third time that we've seen one of the reserve-type defensive backs for the Buccaneers get a run by.
Right.
And, you know, the good teams are going to make you pay for that. There's the back shoulder stop route. Brandon Walker again drags him. I think we might have a mask maybe on that.
Yes, I
get a little extra yardage along with the first down to tack on. As the clock continues to roll at 52 seconds in the running clock, 42-7 Mainland.
It's about the third shoe that's come off tonight from Mainland. Somebody's going to have to invest in some more shoelaces for these guys.
That's right.
Tighten them up.
Marcus Brunson coming off. I tell you what, I'd send somebody out there with a razor to cut blades if I could get Brunson off the field, because anytime you get one of those front four gone,
that's a plus.
My goodness, they are something else.
That brings up a first down situation. There's 23 seconds to go. The clock is running. This could be the last play of the third quarter. And I really like the way the officials are running this clock.
I'm with you.
Here comes the toss or the fake toss pass. Boom, and he's almost hitting the back. What a nice throw.
Oh, Coach, he has been spot on that little play. And just Kevin Evans makes the play for him right there. Kevin's a senior. It's hard to play it all, and you know, like I said, again, give credit to Mark Woolham and his staff.
And that is a quarter. We've got a quarter change. We're bringing up the fourth quarter. The clock will continue to run when the fourth quarter starts. I've seen it run through this exchange of quarters. I have too. Running clocks sometimes are interpreted differently by different officiating crews, but this one seems to have it well in hand. And
as the Mainland Buccaneer fans seem to feel the same way as you, Coach, as I see them headed for the exits on this cool night. They feel like it's in hand, and they'll just come back next week and
That's right.
watch their Buccaneers continue their state playoff aspirations here at Larry Kelly Field. We'll be right back here for Edgewater High School, which has a proud tradition themselves of athletes and athletic success. Bring their team over here, and they're going to get to experience this Mainland Buccaneer team. And I'm going to tell you, it's not pleasant for the opposition.
And if you folks can't get out here to the game next week, we'll be right back here with you. We'll have our sidekick, Billy Bob Gahagan, with us. And we look forward to you tuning in and checking us out here.
Yeah, and I think it'd be a good time, since Billy's not here. We could go ahead and tab Billy with a new nickname. How about Billy Vanilli? We'll just pull him back in here, and we'll get this thing right, Coach.
Yes, we will.
We've tried to make it work tonight without him. It's not been the same. And Billy, I know you're not listening because you won't even send us a text back, but we miss you here tonight. But we've tried to hold the fort down as well as we can. 11:47 and rolling. Mainland got the game well in hand here in this state quarterfinal game. Well played by the Buccaneers tonight. Southlake, got to give them credit for coming and scrapping, and they're continuing to play. But just ran into a buzzsaw. And
they've gone to this unbalanced line the last two plays now, tied in with the same side as the two wide receivers. They've run the veer the first down. They're going to drop back and throw it.
Looks like it might have gotten tipped at the line of scrimmage. It took some off of it there. It is just hard to hold up against this Mainland Buccaneer front. 35-36. 35-0 final at Edgewater. Edgewater is in and on to the second round. They will come to Daytona Beach Municipal Stadium and Larry Kelly Field to face these same Mainland Buccaneers, who are well in control and on their way to the second round themselves. Should be a great ball game. That is hot. That came out of his hand very hot.
It's going to bring up a fourth down and 10 from the 35-yard line. Obviously, Southlake will go for it. See if Mainland comes back with any of their reserves. Keeping their starters healthy here. They've got a comfortable lead.
Be a good opportunity for them to get some guys in the game and maybe increase their practice motivation for the following week.
It's going to be a 3-step drop here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's a 5-step drop. He had time to do it. Nice ball all over the place. Goes down. Mainland will take over on downs.
One of the few drops by McEwen. McEwen's been pretty solid for him, I'm certain, all year, and then definitely tonight made some plays for him. But you've just gotten to that point in the game. It's just hard to continue to fight. You know, they take the fight out of you. I would wager to say that Southlake had been running clocked all year.
I would say you're right.
2. We know one of those games was a complete shootout with Edgewater. I am not certain the other loss, but their season's going to end tonight, and you know, no shame in that for Coach Willem and his group. They've done a good job. They're experiencing what 10 teams before them have experienced, and this is a very, very well-schooled and well-talented football team here at Mainland, and we look for them they have serious state championship aspirations, Coach, and with good reason. Oh, goodness. Coach, you can see it.
New running back, is it? We'll see when he gets up. That may still be Killens. I'm not sure. It is still Killens.
Coach, and he was one step away from housing them right there from 60. You know, Mainland still got their guys in here. You know,
yeah,
they're getting their work, and
Mainland comes out, tight end trips right. They're going to throw the football, little stop route to number 24. He gets grabbed, his shirt sleeve gets grabbed, and he goes down, but he picks up the first down. Mainland moves the change with 8:12 the clock running, the score 42-7. And the ball is now going to be placed at the 48-yard line of Southlake.
Coach, that's Randy Baker, another one of these talented athletes who stepped in the absence of Kalo Hanna and making contributions and positive contributions for the Mainland offense.
Is this Mack in at running back now? Killens has come out. I have to take a look here and see number 9.
Continue to throw it. Will Collins on the stop route. It's going to be a pickup of about 8. Coach, number 9 would be Bobby Brown. Bobby is a senior.
Well, Bobby's getting some playing time here late in the ball game. Good for Coach Wilson. I admire that. Those kids that come out there and provide all your scout work all the time. If you have opportunity to let them play, that's always good when you make that choice.
If you could have been at practice to see how they were orchestrating their practice and their scout teams, all those kids were there hustling, hopping up tempo, and they were giving the starters good looks, and like you said, they well-deserved. I think you just go ahead and take that on out there, and he tries to cut it back, and good job by the Southlake defense.
Yeah, that is Bobby Brown on the carry.
Yep. And that is number 6, Hunter Howard, back in the game, Coach. Injured himself on a blitz 2 series ago, and he's back in there. Good for him.
Yep, 6:45.
Hunter Howard's a junior too, Coach. He'll be back. He knows that he's got some more snaps to play, and it's not over for him. But I'll tell you this, he's going to look around next fall camp, and he's going to see a whole lot of new faces and a whole lot of people that aren't with him that are with him right now.
That is so true. Tight end, flanker left, twins right, shotgun formation. And we got a bobbled handoff, and then the second team running back picks up about 5. The clock continues to run, 6:13. I don't know if in a running clock if they stop for water or not. We'll find out here in just a minute. I would hope not, but
well, if they're experiencing any of the temperature like we're experiencing up here, Coach, I don't think there's a lot of need for water.
No, I think it's ice water, but
yes,
they're going to stop and drink anyway.
And while they take that timeout, we'll take a break too. We'll be right back from Larry Kelly Field. 42-7, 6 minutes remain. The Mainland Buccaneers in control. We'll be right back. Coach Steve Allen, along back with Coach Rocky Yoakum. The officials are ready to put it back in play. 6 minutes remains in this running clock affair as we start to see some substitution, and it would appear that we have Cyrus Fagan.
Cyrus will throw the football.
He will throw the football, and he is in the backfield at quarterback. Denzel Houston's done for this night. Yeoman's duty for him again, and happy to see his brother today, Coach. I saw Leroy. And they're going to throw it up deep. And I mean to tell you, Coach, he just put one on the money that is dropped. Great coverage there, but that ball got to the receiver. That was absolutely on the money. Just couldn't hang on there. That's number 23, Henry Reese, another senior.
You wonder how many kids play for Mainland that don't start at a position that could go to about any other school in the county and start there.
Coach
Cyrus Fagan could play quarterback for a lot of schools in this county.
Absolutely, and there's probably, like you said, who knows how many of those guys are out there.
Mainland back on defense now here. Southlake with the ball. 5 minutes and rolling. 42-7. Mainland Bucks.
Oh,
What is going on here? I missed everything.
That's okay, Coach. We've got Nick Baudette in the ball game. It's teed up on the 57 yards.
Fake. He's going to punt. Nice call.
I like that.
Call. I like it too. Southlake knew it. Did the right thing.
We called that field goal punt. That's how we just named that field goal punt. It's a great time to use it. I see Coach Wilson trying to get some of his special team work in there, giving some other people some things to work on as well as they get ready for the Bucks. I tell you what, you're getting these tapes and you're getting ready for this football team, Coach. I'm just not exactly sure how you go about it.
I don't see, you say, well, what is their weakness? And I don't see one on defense. What is their weakness offensively? They're so well balanced. They can run and throw. The quarterback can scramble. Their offensive line is nice size, well disciplined. They're pretty good.
Yeah, Coach, and they've got some depth, and they've got people stepping in and a number of playmakers. A lot of time on your football team, you've only got, lucky if you've got a handful, but if you've got 3 guys that are playmakers, you're in good shape. Coach, we could use 2 hands and count the playmakers on this football team.
Without a doubt. And, each week the News Journal is good to kind of print what the former players in this county are doing in college, and always by far the biggest list comes from Mainland High School.
Well, Coach, I can tell you that list right now, I have it right here before me. It's a list of 22. And that means if they're still in college, they've gone out within the last 4 years. So 22 players in 4 years, I think that speaks to the level of talent. Nobody else in the county close to that.
No. Good catch, good tackle, 3:07 to go, clock is running.
Brandon Walker, Coach. Brandon Walker's a good little football player. There's some place that he can go and help somebody do something. He's got an ankle, been nicked up, he's in there playing. A kid like Hunter Howard that's also got nicked up, and he's continued to play. A lot of credit to those kids and Coach Woolham and his whole staff, and how Southlake has comported himself tonight. Like I said, they've just run into something that's bigger and badder and faster, and it's no shame. And that ball is batted down again. The pressure of Mainland's front, and these are backups.
That's right.
These are backups.
They're well-rested backups.
Well-rested.
And ready to go out and show their deal. And once again, over the years, 30 years ago, to watch the Mainland team be out there, maybe as much talent, but not near as much class exposed on the field. I'm real proud of the way these kids have played the last few years.
As well as I just watching that in practice the other day, it was very evident, and hats off to Coach Wilson and his staff for the job that they're doing, and not just teaching football, but teaching character. And there's more to this thing than wins and losses, and these guys are all going to grow up to be men and fathers and sons, and they're going to live lives, and this is going to make a difference in their lives, the lessons that they learn playing this game. It's a great game, Coach. It's a great game.
Right now we've got something going on here. Substitution infraction. 1 minute 30 seconds. Clock is running. And it appears that they're going to punt the football back to Mainland. Deep man is standing on the 50-yard line. Mainland has 10 people up. See how much pressure they bring on this kick. And it looks to be a lot of pressure, and it is. Got it out of there. It's going to squirm off to the right a little bit, take a nice punter's bounce, as Coach Gahagan would say. 53 seconds and counting, and we're going to
Coach, he might say it, but he wouldn't text it to us tonight.
Billy, we miss you. We wonder what you're up to, and I'm sure you're having a great time, but you're missing a real good time right here with us.
And Billy, I want you to know how kind I am that Coach Yoakum just set me up for that, and I didn't say 320. And I could have, but that wouldn't be fair without you being here to defend yourself. And we love you and we miss you. We'll get to see you again as we get to do this again. The playoffs continue and the Mainland Buccaneers get to roll. Unfortunate for Coach Beach and the Seabreeze Sand Crab that their season ends tonight. And maybe a bit of a relief as the clock ticks down. Coach Yoakum, it's been a pleasure.
It has. We're not going to have a post game here. We're just going to wish everybody a great night and a happy weekend. A bunch of great college football to watch. Hope that you'll tune us in next week. We'll be right here 7:30 kickoff.
Yep, and thanks to Dan Discoli and Double D Productions. We'll be back here again next week. If you can't make it to the game, tune in to us. We'll try to keep you posted as well as we can. Thanks for listening. Coach Yoakum, great as always. Take care and good night.
Awesome job, Coach.